Welcome everybody to episode 4 of the Basement Ballers podcast. My name is Karim.
Brahim. They already know that.
They already know. Come on. Just in case we got some new viewers this week, already know we got to introduce ourselves. So yeah, I'm Karim. That's Brahim. And we are a soccer podcast, and we have done 4 episodes now. That's almost a month now, so we're feeling good, looking good,
Going strong, yo.
going strong. And thanks to everyone who's been watching. And if you already know the drill, we usually talk about Premier League when we first start our podcast. So that's what we're going to do because a lot of things happened this week in Premier League. Mainly, I would say on that upper side of the bracket, especially so. But we are going to cover a little bit of that lower side.
Fucking pissed off.
Yeah, he's a little bit cheese, but yeah, we're gonna get to that. So first, but what we wanted to talk about was obviously we've been keeping track of that relegation battle. This is one of the most heated up relegation battles we've seen in quite a while in the Premier League, but which makes it more exciting, right?
It's been just off the top of my head. So I know that Leicester lost, and I need to check this bracket. Bracket. What am I, white boy? Nah, I'm gonna check this table real quick. Let's see. So yeah, no, right now, the distance between last place Southampton and 14th place West Ham is 7 points only. And also this past weekend's results. So I know off the top of my head. So Leicester lost to Bournemouth. I know that. And then West Ham got a huge win at Fulham. That was 1-0. That was huge for them. Southampton are pretty much done and dusted, like guaranteed. No. And then Wolves did what pretty much everyone else does, and beat Chelsea this weekend. So Wolves also were able to put a huge gap. But yeah, the big one I need to talk about right now is Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester City, they obviously lost 1-0 to Bournemouth. Bournemouth is that one of those weird teams which they're generally pretty shit.
Yeah.
But they have been winning some decently big games. Obviously, they beat Liverpool 1-0 a couple weeks ago.
They beat Chelsea.
They beat Chelsea.
No, they didn't beat Chelsea. They beat Leicester.
They beat Leicester. Leicester sitting at 25 points at the 19th position in the Premier League right now. Mm-hmm. And they've lost 5 of their last 6 games?
I think they've been
crazy like that.
Well, I mean, it's better. It's better for them.
They've lost 4 of their last 5, but the one that they didn't lose was a draw against Brentford on March 18th.
Yeah, Brentford's a tough game too. Brentford are what? I think 8th in the league. Let me check it.
Yeah, no, Brentford is a tough game.
Are 9th. They're 9th. Yeah. Brentford are 9th.
So it's obviously not looking good for that side, and this time they lost because of a mistake by one of their key players, Madison. Right? And Madison gives up the ball in the back, pause, and. And then that leads to a goal scoring opportunity for Billing, and
the back was left wide open. Pause.
No, you didn't want to pause that, but yeah. So that's just kind of describes Leicester's season as a whole. Just a lot of mistakes, even though they have the quality on paper, and you don't feel like they should be a relegation team. They're just not showing that when everything comes together.
I think if not this year, I think they're getting relegated next year for sure. Reason why is because they got relegated this year, which might happen. I'm still not fully convinced they will. I still think it's gonna be. Southampton, Bournemouth, and probably Leeds, probably either them or Forest. But I will say this: if they don't get relegated this year, next year for sure, because a lot of their key players over the last few years that they've been decent. Well, okay, Madison's definitely gonna leave. Tielemans, I think, is out of contract or has 1 year left, but I think he's out of contract, so he's definitely leaving. Jamie Vardy is probably should just retire at this point.
Yeah.
And who a lot of there's Ndidi. I've heard Ndidi might get a move away. I don't know. Honestly, their team is and keep in mind if they get relegated, pretty much that whole team is probably gonna go. Ricardo Pereira, their right back's gonna go. Madison for sure is leaving. Tielemans leaving. Vardy might just retire at this point. I don't think he's gonna want to do championship.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, even Soyuncu might. I mean, he's been kind of shit this year. I can't lie, but Soyuncu might leave. Nacho probably might leave. There's a decent amount of players that might leave if and when they get relegated. But if they don't get relegated this year, I think 100% next year they're probably getting relegated.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that really, in my personal opinion, and you guys can come back once the Premier League is actually over, but in my personal opinion, one of the things that's actually fed into this perpetual downfall is the fact that they fired Brendan Rodgers, right?
They've been shit the whole year with him. I don't think it's them firing Brendan Rodgers. I just think it's 2 things. I think it's one. A lot of the times over the last few years when they've been good, they've relied a lot on Jamie Vardy, and Jamie Vardy has only scored 1 goal this year in Premier League. So that's one issue. Another thing is that, I mean, for a team like Leicester, the thing is that they kind of plateaued because it's a thing of they get Brendan Rodgers in. They get 2 back-to-back fifth-place finishes on top of them winning the FA Cup against Chelsea and stuff like that. So I think at this point, it's kind of like, what else can Rodgers really do? I think it got to the point where like the players probably just weren't listening to him anymore. It's this kind of thing of like they hit their ceiling, so it was only gonna go down from there. Like I didn't think it'd get this bad.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I didn't think that in my wildest imagination that Leicester would go from a pretty consistent upper table
top
team
half,
to basically fighting for their lives at the current moment. So I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, I just think that with my opinion, when you change your manager. Yeah, obviously it's because you want a new voice in the locker room, or you want to get rid of something that like maybe isn't working. But when you're fighting for relegation, do you really want to make such a big change? Because a manager can make or break a team, right?
Yeah, no, but the thing is that my issue is that they should have sacked Rodgers earlier, because the problem is now is that normally if you sack a manager, you get like a bounce off your players because like a new voice comes in, whatever. It's a new manager bounce. So, like, they might have needed that. But the issue is that they haven't appointed it. Like, there's rumors that they're probably getting Jesse March, who's a Leeds coach who got sacked a few months ago. But, like, why him? Like, I don't know. I mean,
no, they signed him.
I might be
they
out.
Signed him.
Oh, they got him?
Yeah, they signed. I'm pretty sure the last thing I read was that they officially had signed Jesse March.
Well, they didn't get him for the... Well, point is, they should basically... The second they sacked Rodgers, should have had a replacement then and there. The issue is that they waited. And then Bournemouth at home is a game that they should be winning. Like, okay, yeah, they have been good this year, but they should be beating Bournemouth at home. Like... I don't know. For me, it's that. But me,
That's
actually,
Leicester,
on the opposite spectrum, though, well, not completely. I want to talk about Villa.
Yeah, Aston Villa, honestly, these guys are like a team that were, when they first started off in the season, they were in the trenches. They were fighting for that relegation. Obviously, it's early on, and you can't really make a distinction based on like early on Premier League. But they have really managed to turn around under Unai Emery.
Yeah, Gerrard is shit. That's why. Nah, but it's like, you know, the thing is with them, they're like West Ham. It's like them and West Ham is the same thing. The difference between West Ham is that they're like in a relegation battle right now. But West Ham, it's kind of like Villa, where like the team they have should be comfortably finishing anywhere between 10th to 5th. Like they should be minimum 10th place. Like they shouldn't be fighting relegation. But like the thing is with them is that I don't know, the coaching, just like, especially Gerrard, but English managers are just known to be overrated as shit. Like he did a good job in Scotland. I think he was a Rangers. He did a good job there, but then he came to the Premier League and like he's been shit. Like I'm not surprised.
It was a big change, to be fair. Like you can't just be any new manager and come into the Premier League, right? Like a lot of managers that find success in the Premier League are experienced managers. Right.
Yeah, but Unai Emery, I feel like this level of competition is like his ceiling, because Emery's the type of coach where like, if you're a Real Madrid, a Barca, Man United, like if you want to the big teams in Europe and you actually want to like win Champions Leagues, win stuff like that, I don't think Unai Emery's the coach you get. But if you're a team like if you're a team who has like probably like top 6 aspirations, maybe like, I mean, I know Everton are shit, but like Everton for the longest time were always that team who just like had a lot of top 6 aspirations, but they just always had shitty coaching. I think if you're a team like an Everton, a Villa, a West Ham, teams that like have the squad, but it's not the consistency. Yeah, you get a guy like Unai Emery. Like he did a decent job with Villarreal, but I think he was overrated there though, because he's like the, you know how Conte, I said this in I think the second podcast, where like Conte will get you results in the league, but he's shit when it comes to cup competitions. Emery's the opposite. Emery will actually get you far in cup competitions, because he won the Europa League I think 4 or 5 times. He won it 3 years back to back with Sevilla, stuff like that. He got Villarreal to what I think was the semifinals last year of the champ. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year.
Semifinals of the Champions League.
Yeah. They made it to the semifinals, and then Liverpool beat them.
They beat them,
Liverpool beat them.
Correct,
He got them there, but then in the league they finished 7th in the Liga, and the Liga's quality in the last few years has been generally not great. So they shouldn't be finishing. They should be finishing at least 5th, at least getting like Europa League. But the thing is like, Emery to me is a good cup competition manager, and he'll get you like somewhat decent results in the league. But if you want to take like the next like step up, kind of, I don't think Emery's the guy you hire.
Yeah, but he's really transitioned that team from a team that showed lack of quality to a team that really focuses on attack. Because I think what I read was something along the lines of like, since appointing Emery as their coach, Aston Villa has like the 3rd highest goal scoring out of like, and then right behind like teams like City and Arsenal.
Really, more than City and Arsenal?
No, like just right behind them. Yeah.
No, well, Emery's always been. I mean, okay, he's never been known necessarily for his like having attacking teams, because I didn't actually know that, but I know for a fact Villa defensively have been very good, because Emery's just known to build solid defenses. He's known to do that, not the attacking style.
But exactly. So
I'm
he's
surprised with
really
that.
focused on the attacking.
But the players he has, he can do that because he has Ollie Watkins, who's been great recently. I don't know if he's still starting, but I mean, you do have Philip Coutinho, you have Buendia, you have
I don't think Coutinho was playing.
you have what's that guy's name? Leon Bailey. You have Leon Bailey. You have Leon Bailey. You have a decent attacking option. John McGinn to me is a very underrated midfielder. So like I don't know, I'd get him as a squad player at Arsenal. Like if we could get him as a squad player, I'd get him. But to me, you have John McGinn who's very underrated. He also scored that nice ass goal against Chelsea. You saw that. I think it was last week when they beat them 2-0. So the team is there. It's kind of like I was telling you, West Ham and Everton and like the Leicester stuff like that. These are teams that like you see they have the players, but sometimes maybe the coaching just lacks. And I think the similar thing I said with Leicester, I think with West Ham is the same thing because West Ham with David Moyes the last 2 years have been good, but I think they plateaued as well. I think they hit their ceiling because I think they finished. It was anywhere between 8th to 4th. Like they finished the last 2 years. They finished I think they finished higher than 8th the last 2 years. They also made it. They were in the Europa League. They were in the Conference League. Stuff like that. They've made like European competition. So I think for them they also probably plateaued under Moyes as well. So I think right now, if I'm making like a prediction, just relegation again, I still am gonna stick with the same thing like I told you. I think it's gonna be not necessarily in order, but Southampton, Bournemouth, and either Leeds or Forest. Leicester's looking dangerous though, but I think that win for West Ham against Fulham was crucial. Yeah, for them though.
It was for sure. There's obviously that's his own thing. Aston Villa as a team with a lot of history, they could potentially attract even more talent in the transfer market, which could propel them if they do end up like making some kind of European competition, right? But obviously we've both been pretty impressed. The other team that I think I've been the most impressed with, obviously Arsenal, I didn't ever expect them to be where they are today. So they have impressed me, but I think the team that's most impressed me this season has been Newcastle. Yeah. And we've talked about them a couple times on the podcast, but Newcastle is just they're a team that although they have like basically rich owners,
but they haven't spent much.
They haven't spent much money in the offseason to their biggest signing was what wasn't it? Isak?
They got Isak. They got Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes. I don't know how you say his name. They got him. I mean, they did get Joe Willock from Arsenal. I mean, that's not like a huge splash, but he is decent. They have they got Trippier as well. The team is there. That's the thing. But no, I didn't think. I mean, I'm pretty much everyone consensus was that basically Newcastle were probably going to finish anywhere top half this year, and that the top four is pretty much just going to be like the traditional like big six teams. But the thing is, they've impressed. I mean, since we did our last pod last week, they've slapped West Ham 5-1 and they beat Brentford yesterday 2-1.
And they were down. They have like a really strong will to compete. They're doing great. I mean, yesterday was their fifth win in a row.
In a row?
Yeah.
Really?
They won their last 5 in the Premier League.
I was gonna say, didn't they lose to Man United not long ago? You sure?
Well, they beat Man United in the Premier League. They lost.
They did. They did. Oh, it's true. It's true. They did beat Man United.
They lost to Man United in the Carabao Cup, right? So But this is their 5th straight win in the Premier League. They're at 56 points right now. They're truly competing with Man United right now for who gets that 3rd place, because obviously those 1st and 2nd spot in the Premier League are pretty set between Arsenal and Man City, but they're really competing for that 3rd place position, and I think they can do it because. Like, if you watch Man United's game, and I think you did, right? You watched Man United's game against Everton, Rashford goes down with a groin injury. Groin injuries from...
Yeah, that's going to
be
a month.
That's a month. That's a month
probably
out.
Be a month.
Right? Obviously, depending on how serious it was, it will probably be about a month, and there are only, 50 days left of Premier League, like end of May.
Yeah, there's 8 games. I think. How many games did they play? I think they played 29 or 3. Yeah, they played 29 games, so they have 9 games left.
They have 9 games left.
So the Rashford's gonna be out for at least probably 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah,
probably. So, but I mean, here's the thing though, is that Man United looked really good against Everton though. They should have won that way more. They should have won that by way more than just 2. But the thing is, the way I see it now is that off the top of my head, Man United have an easier run in than Newcastle. I know that Newcastle, for a fact, I know this. They play Arsenal. They still have to play Arsenal. They still have to play. Let me check. So they still have to play. Villa's not going to be easy. They still have to play Spurs. Everton, I think, will be hard because they're still going to be trying to avoid relegation. Plus, they have Sean Dyche. Southampton, okay, that's not that hard. But then they have Arsenal. They have Leeds. A lot of the teams they're playing are teams that are battling relegation, so they're not necessarily going to be easy games.
No,
for
but
Newcastle.
Aren't a lot of those at home?
Let's see. So
I know the Arsenal game's at home. Is that Old Trafford?
Yeah. Okay. So let's see this. The Arsenal game's at the Emirates. No, not Emirates. You mean wait? No, they're playing Arsenal at the St James. St James, yeah, they're playing at Arsenal at St James's Park.
Who are you talking about?
Newcastle.
I'm talking about Man United.
Man United have played Arsenal.
Oh, they played them twice.
Yeah,
bro.
they played them twice. No.
Yeah.
So let's see. Newcastle still have to play Villa at Villa. They have Spurs at home. They have Everton away. They have Southampton at home. They have Arsenal at home. Leeds away. Leicester at home, and Chelsea away. So I think Leeds away, Everton away, and Villa away, and Arsenal at home could be tough. Now them playing Spurs at home, and I know they play Chelsea away, but like. That's Chelsea to say that. I know they did. Their schedule isn't that hard, but I think I'm gonna go still with Man United. Mm-hmm. But granted, them losing Rashford. I mean, it also depends on. I think this Rashford injury for me wouldn't be as serious if you could rely on Anthony Martial's health. But Martial is just very injury prone.
Yeah, and also like my biggest question is where do you get the goals?
Man, Jadon Sancho's gonna have to step up. Sure. Either him, I mean, the Beyblade's probably gonna have to step up too. You know, Anthony.
Well, I honestly rate Anthony a lot more than I think you do.
I don't rate him.
I think he has a lot of potential. I think he's just like he gets a lot of flack and like I feel like
because
people
he's
just look at his
shit.
stats.
He's so shit. It's not even stats. I physically watch him. He's shit.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I saw this one thing the other day. Actually, this made me laugh so hard. It was I don't know if you saw the clip of Ronaldinho's son on Twitter playing in Barca's academy, and some dude basically left a comment of like, "Yeah, guys ever knows that since Brazil's middle class has gotten better, that the quality of Brazilian football has gotten more shit because poverty brings out jogo bonito." And the thing is with me is I'm looking at it is that I'm looking at Anthony. He has the same dead skill every time. He does like the little thing with his leg, does a little spinny thing. Like I don't know, he has the same dead skills. Like I don't know, the only Brazilians really who are keeping the flair alive to me are Neymar, Vinicius. There's probably Jesus. Jesus
bro, had that
you saw that one no look he did after. Yeah, that was that run out.
Bro, I saw you.
I don't know. For me, Anthony just like
Martinelli got some sauce too, bro. But Brazilian football is still
it's still good, but man, it's not what it used to be.
Maybe in terms of flair, I could see.
It's not what it used, man. Ronaldinho could. You know what Jesus did? It was sick. But we think it's sick only because it happened once. Ronaldinho would do that shit like 3-4 times in the same game.
You become numb to it. You're like, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Ronaldinho shit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, Anthony, like, okay, here's the thing. I don't rate him that. Okay, he's not insanely garbage. But the thing is with me, the reason why I don't rate him as highly and I'm shitting on him is because, bro, like I told you this last week, when Pepe was at Arsenal, Pepe had a better first season than Anthony did. Mm-hmm. Granted, Arsenal were a worse team than Man United, but Pepe's stats and everything had a better season than Anthony did. In his first season, he won the FA Cup. You feel me? And people were shitting on Pepe, calling him flop, calling him this, all this. Like, you keep the same. If Anthony was a $40 million player, I would not say anything. I wouldn't say that. It's the fact he's $100 million. Now, I know it's not his fault they paid $100 million, but you got to hold him up to those standards. It's like Mudryk, same thing.
But like, the thing is, I think we got to start like thinking less in this way because it's obvious that like when Neymar was transferred to PSG, he fucked the transfer market. Yeah. A lot of these like I'm not saying average because I feel like that's kind of rude, but like a lot of these like players that probably in the back before that Neymar transfer would have probably been paid about 30-40 million are being paid crazy amount of money, right?
Yeah.
It's just like and a lot of them even who on Chelsea was wasn't it Havertz who's talking about like. Yeah, you guys paid me and thought I was gonna be messy or some shit. Like
yeah, well, okay, no, I get that, but like at the no, here's the thing. There's certain things you can tell, like certain players you can tell it's probably the system, and that's why they haven't done. Like for me, if you put Pepe in let's say a Mikel Arteta system, right, like the way the team is right now, Pepe would not be as bad as what he was. But the issue is you're putting him in an Unai Emery system, and Arteta at first we had to play very defensive, and Pepe's not like he's not a winger who's gonna come track back and defend. So you put him in like. You put Pepe in like let's say like a Klopp and Man City, he would have done way better. And I think it's a consequence of system as well. But there's also things you can just tell, like that's not the fault of the system. You're just shit. Like for example, Havertz, when they play Wolves, what was it? I think yesterday? Yeah, there was one time. This is Conor Gallagher telling them. Conor Gallagher is shit as well. He's shit. Conor Gallagher's pointing to him. He's like, "Yo, Felix is making a run past him," and this dumbass passes it to Conor Gallagher, and Conor Gallagher is on like. He's basically like on the outside of the box, and it was basically like the worst pass he could have played. And he passed it to him. It's like you can just tell some dudes just don't have it.
Yeah,
it's not even a thing. It's system.
It's like you talked about Rashford lacking some like intelligence in a way.
Yeah,
I feel like you could also see that in Havertz as well, right?
Havertz, but the thing is with Rashford, he always made because the thing is with Havertz and Rashford, there's a lot of similarities. Because okay, Havertz. Havertz and Rashford, especially Rashford, the thing that was always labeled at him is like he'll be so shit for like pretty much most of the game, but he'll always get you a goal, and that's why you're kind of like you kind of just kind of keep the faith in him. But the difference between that and Havertz will pop in with a goal here and there, but the thing is, his overall play is just so shit.
Yeah,
like
Rashford does his thing. He does his role
like he can
the way that he needs to do it.
Rashford can at least dribble. Like Rashford at least has a decent shot, can dribble, has a good first touch, whatever. But the thing is with Havertz, his first touch is ass. He's not fast. His finishing is shit. Like what does he bring besides the fact that occasionally he'll hit you with like a nice little pass here and there? Like he doesn't really bring much. And also the thing is between him and Rashford as well is that Rashford can like over the years has kind of built up. We're gonna say like a repertoire where like started off as shit, it gradually got better. The thing is with Havertz is that I don't feel like he's actually gotten better. He's just living off the fact that he scored that goal in the final in the Champions League for Chelsea, and he's been living off that ever since. Because like I don't really think he
seems like more of a like if he stays in the Premier League, he's definitely not a Chelsea player, right? Chelsea needs more quality than him. I think that right, but like basically he's also like partially linked to like Bayern and all these things. He's not a Bayern player either. He's more like a RB Leipzig player. You know, like a Frankfurt player. You know, like one of those like lower tier Bundesliga players. If I was to even label him as such.
I think in a proper system, Havertz, because if you put Havertz in like maybe the Thomas Muller role at Bayern, I think Havertz could do well there. Because the issue with him, a lot of his time at Chelsea is that he's been played a lot along the front line, either false nine, striker, winger, whatever. I think like Havertz's best position, honestly, I think is probably like somewhere around like the Griezmann position or the Muller position, where you're not a striker, you're not necessarily a number 10, you're kind of like probably like a backup striker, not a backup, like basically flanks the striker. Basically, you have this like center forward / kind of number. It's like a hybrid kind of. Like I don't think his best role is a striker.
Yeah, no, but that's what we were talking about even before, like how Chelsea needs a real striker.
Yeah, they got some. They're just not playing. They have Aubameyang.
Yeah, they have Aubameyang, and they have
They have Lukaku on loan as well. Lukaku's on loan with Intermilan.
Intermilan, yeah. Bro, Lukaku was like I know we don't really talk about Serie A that much, but Lukaku was really. Who were they? What was
Juventus? Yeah.
He sauced it, bro. You go give him like one of these.
Yeah, fuck racism, guys.
Yeah, fuck racism. Too,
fuck that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
bro, that was so dumb that they gave him a red. Or they gave him a second yellow, but like it was so dumb.
It's dumb, and also the fact that like he was clearly shushing them because they were doing monkey chants. I mean, Cuadrado, who's a black dude as well, was coming to try to beef him about it. Bro, protect your brethren.
And not even just that, but like at the end of the day, like what kind of message do you send as a league saying? So you're gonna first of all, it's just a goal celebration.
Yeah,
right?
He's just shushing them.
It's a goal celebration, and the league is basically saying, you know what, you're not even allowed to stand up for yourself. That's the kind of message you send, to be honest. And that's
it's dumb at this point. But players need to realize that I think these like UEFA, the leagues, I don't think these leagues actually give a shit about player welfare at all. Players at this point, you hear racism, just walk off. You should just walk off. At this point, fans were at the ground. I know it sucks for them, but like at the end of the day, you have to send the message because, bro, you can't keep doing this shit. Like, because
it's 2023. Like,
it's not like every time it's always they're gonna be like, oh, I'll hit you with like a $1,000. I'll hit you with a 1 year stamp. You think they give a shit? Like, monetary fines or like a stadium ban for 1 or 2 fans isn't gonna do shit, bro.
No, it's not. It's not, because at the end of the day, like it's like, are you gonna like kick them all out? Because it's a mob mentality kind of thing.
Yeah,
like that should be really honestly something that like there needs to be regulations. And not just that, but like I think the league, the refs need to protect the players more than they need to like punish them or even protect the fans, right?
They should protect the players, exactly. That's my thing, and especially in a country especially because the thing is, if you look at Italian and Spanish soccer, they're the 2 countries in the top 5 leagues that experience the most racism. Like Italian and Spanish soccer, like Vinicius gets hounded. Like I fucking hate Vinicius. Don't get me wrong.
Fair enough.
But Vinicius gets hounded every time. Every time he gets monkey chants at him, gets bananas thrown at him, gets like all this shit, and like. Bro, like at the end of the day, as much as I don't like him, you can't really no player has to deserves to suffer through that shit. Like at the end of the day, bro, like
just because he's good, okay, yeah, obviously I can. A lot of people
you can say
something to the
you can say something to distract. You can call him like shit. You can call him stupid. Okay, cool. Right. But you can't like.
But like even the dancing when he, after every goal he dances, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to get him to stop.
Yeah, but that's just the culture. The Brazilians
Exactly.
dance. That's culture.
They always thought it was like some disrespect. No,
exactly.
It's Brazilian
they
culture.
want that. They want to have this MPCS celebration. The freaking
bro. We've seen this one, bro. We've seen this one. We're done.
Nah. The dancing needs to be part of it, bro. At the end of the day, like, I mean, if he danced against my team, I'd fucking flip.
No,
shit,
but like it's annoying. Like it's annoying. But like he's one of those guys. Like Vinny is one of those guys that you love to have on your team, but you hate to play against, right?
Yeah.
And also like, but.
Let them, bro. They're meant to have fun.
Soccer is all about culture, right? Dancing is Brazilian culture, right?
And it's fun, bro. You're meant to play. Football's meant to be play. It's meant to be fun. You're not meant to be like a robot on the field and just score and go like, yes,
indeed,
like,
we did it.
You're meant to have fun, bro, to sport. Like, I get you paid millions and stuff. At the end of the day, like, bro, if you can't have fun at what you're doing, what's the point of those millions?
No, 100%.
You need to be having fun.
And that's just also like, and sports like soccer, they love to preach inclusivity and say like it's one of the simplest sports to play, right?
Yeah.
But then you have things like what happened with Lukaku, and you really feel like as like I'm sure like an African American or like an African player, you probably say to yourself like I don't even feel like welcome because look at this guy, he's a big like bona fide star, he makes millions, and he's still getting chanted and being degraded to something as low as like an animal.
Yeah, but bro, the thing is that as well as that this is like I told you, I mentioned Spain and Italy because this is like an epidemic. I think like and just like I'm not. It's not a cultural thing. I don't think. But the thing is, as well, is that you got to keep in mind, like, okay, for example, when Moise Keane at one point, it was the same thing with him. He was basically getting criticized for I think it was shushing fans or dancing or something along those lines. And Bonucci, instead of coming out and defending him, basically said, I mean, what do you expect when you're like antagonizing the opposition fans? Like, okay, so because I'm antagonizing them, you expect them to throw monkey chants? I mean, the thing is, with the whole Vinicius dancing thing was that last season or this year? I don't remember.
It was before the World Cup.
Okay, so beginning of this year, yeah, and you had Koke from Atletico Madrid coming out and basically being like, well, I don't condone it, but then again, like, you do stuff like that, what do you expect? It's like, bro, at the end of the day, what? If I express myself, I'm meant to get hurled monkey chants at me?
Like, what do you expect? It's such a, like, an ableist, like, mindset.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And no, we should, actually, as players, you should, like, even if of different background and race, no, we should be supporting each other because we all, like, everybody could be subject to something like this, right? So you never want that to happen to you. So no, don't just stand idly by when it happens to one of your teammates or another team.
Yeah, no, you're meant to step up. Now, the final thing.
All right. So, my brother.
Yeah.
Congrats on a good game today.
Yeah.
Arsenal versus Liverpool. It was honestly one of my favorite games of the season.
Nah, not mine, bro.
It was like in terms of intensity. Like the fans at Anfield really know how to bring it to you when like you could even hear like the guys in the back. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, no, yo, there was like 3 times where the announcers like, oh, we apologize for like the crude language if you guys can hear it over the mic. Because I heard this like 2 minutes into the game. Yeah. Then I heard one was like, fucking press him, you twat. Like I heard that shit over the mic.
No, they were going crazy, and it's crazy because this is a Liverpool side that is basically what, like 8th.
No, you guys
are we? I think.
No, you guys are. Hold on.
I think we're 8th in.
Are you 8th? I think you're what? No, there's no way you're 8th.
Yeah, brother, because we have.
You're 8th. Oh wow, you are.
We are 8th. Yeah. So a Liverpool side that is 8th, and we're still like you could probably say that even a lot of fans will understand that we're not in really a top 4 battle anymore because you have Newcastle and Man United kind of going at it right now. But even then, like. There's nothing like playing a football match in Anfield because the fans are always going to be like,
Bro, but it pisses me off because when you guys played Chelsea, it was such a dead game. And then here's the thing. With Chelsea, if anything, there's more like at stake there. There's more pride because you guys have been both so shit this year. There's more pride in being like, oh, who's the lesser shit team? When you're playing against us, bro, the only thing you're doing is that if you make us drop points, you're letting City win 3 leagues in a row.
Yeah. But like as a team, you don't think like that. As a team, you try to win every game.
No,
like we're not the Dallas Mavericks. We're not gonna just bench our star player just to what I mean, just to like get the best lottery pick.
Off topic NBA,
but but like you know what I'm saying. Like, but that's the relation here. In every game, if you're truly passionate about the sport, you got to give it your all.
You know, right? I get it. But okay, but this is one thing that I need you to realize as well. This is what I said. I think it was like 2 weeks ago when we had the podcast. The whole trend thing, and I noticed this a lot today. Because Liverpool played today, especially that second half, pretty much like they've played the last 3 years, essentially, where like they're always like attack. They played pretty much vintage Liverpool for the second half, and we couldn't cope with it. And it pissed me off because at the end, Martinelli should have that fucking pass. But the thing, we could have won at the end. Ramsdale saved their ass though. But
Martinelli? No, wasn't it Saka?
Martinelli messed up
Trossard.
No. Martinelli messed up the pass at the end. Don't you remember? It was a 3v1. Trossard to the left, Saka's like on the right. Martinelli and. He messed up the pass to Saka, and that was Martinelli. It was Martinelli, yeah.
But then Saka later messed up another pass to Trossard, and it went.
Yeah, well, nah, but that wasn't really. Yeah, but that wasn't really like.
That was a good chance.
No, but it wasn't a thing where it was a 3v1. It's like, no,
yeah.
That's the thing.
No, I was watching with my brother, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, was it Konate?
Yeah,
I think it was Konate, and then I'm like, GG is done. Well, it was 2-1 at the time, no?
I don't know what. I think it was, yeah, because you guys scored pretty late. So
we
yeah,
scored in the 85th minute, I want to say.
Yeah, it was like
so,
85th, 86th.
Anyway, that was really scary. Obviously, we were, as a Liverpool fan, we're happy that it didn't go through, and we were still in the game at that point, because that would have really defeated us. I think that would have been kind of GG's, because Liverpool has all season had this mentality of you get down, drop your head. This game, it didn't seem like that. This game, Arsenal had our number in the first half, I would say, but Liverpool came out of that halftime swinging, just crazy. Arsenal did, their attack was non-existent. They played amazing defense. Don't get me wrong, amazing defense Arsenal did. And Gabriel was on Salah's ass all game.
You missed the penalties. What the shit was.
Honestly, to be honest, Salah, I'm happy that he scored. It wasn't a great game. I was 6 out of 10.
Yeah, Salah
wasn't a great game for him. He had a really nice, amazing pass to Nunez.
Yeah, for me, like right now, on the balance of the game, especially with if you saw the XG at the end, Liverpool had like a 4.75 XG and Arsenal had a 1.8 XG, so it should have been what? So basically 5-2, I guess, if you're gonna round it up. No, Liverpool deserved probably to win that, because Ramsdale, especially that one on Konate, you saw the one at the save on Salah at the end where the shot deflected, he tipped it for a corner. Then the one with Konate at the end, and then that save from Konate, and then that's what sprung the counterattack that Martinelli messed up. But the thing is, going back to the point from earlier with Trent, notice how whenever you guys are an attacking ass team, just always camped in the opposition half. Trent is amazing. He's world class. You ask him to defend, he's garbage. Because in the first half we ripped
because
him.
What happened was, for that second goal at least, you have Konate coming in to support him on the right. He basically leaves the middle. That's why Gabriel Jesus was able to just do his thing, right? But he left the middle. He goes to support on the right. Trent is kind of in this really no man's land kind of area where he wasn't really doing much. He was kind of oh, what's this guy doing, right? Yeah. And then that's what happened, right? But even the defense, Konate was sensational this game. I know he missed that goal, and to be honest, I don't know why he with his tit, but
because I don't know, maybe he got scared of doing it with a head and getting kicked, or maybe I don't know why. Honestly,
but he had a sensational game. That one tackle on Xhaka was class.
Going back to but the thing is with Xhaka, this is what pissed me off though. Okay, the tackle on Xhaka was it was a good, because he got all ball, but it was a very hard tackle. Which, if I'm a ref, I'm not calling that as a foul, but he calls the one on Ben White. You saw the one that Ben White did on, I think it was it was on Trent. I'm not sure.
The scissor?
No, but he got all ball, and then it was just after. For me, it's if you're gonna not.
I think it's just the motion though, bro.
But if you're not gonna call the Xhaka one, why would you call the
because
Ben
the
White
Xhaka one wasn't a scissor. Konate
went
but
it was
straight.
Yeah, but you saw
it was an intense tackle, but it was super clean.
For me though, the Xhaka for me today, honestly, it was one of his probably, I think, worst performances I've seen the past few months. Because the thing is, what annoyed me is that, okay, when you're at Anfield, obviously, I didn't expect us to play the way we normally play, where it's free flowing, passing, and just because it's Liverpool and it's at Anfield. No matter how shit you are, I expect us to actually probably have to park the bus a bit. But the thing that annoyed me is that we're up 2-0. We have the momentum. Liverpool's crowd was dead, and then basically he decided to just get in on it with basically Trent after. For me, if I'm Xhaka, I'm okay, Trent basically pushes him, but you're up 2-0. If say you were losing or the score's tied, okay, maybe you go, you get in his face, do a little thing. But we're up, just kind of leave him, laugh in his face.
I didn't even get that that action against Trent, because Konate was the one that tackled you.
Yeah, but it's because he took it out on Trent a bit after. Then Trent, because you guys were losing at the points, was probably just annoyed. Push Xhaka, but if I'm Xhaka, I was kind of leave it, bro.
100%.
Because
that's what I'm saying. It was such a he was angry. He wanted to release his aggression, but he released it on the wrong guy. Gets a yellow card for basically no reason.
And not only that, he riled up the crowd because the thing is, after the crowd was on it, because Liverpool's crowd, when they're on it, bro, it's hard to basically win games when Liverpool's crowd is on your ass the whole game. That's the thing with Anfield. But that's pretty much, I'd say, the league roundup. So now Arsenal have 6 points clear of City with City have a game in hand, but they also Arsenal still have to go to City.
So when does Manchester City and Arsenal play? Is that next week?
That's it's the end of April. It's 26th of April, something like that. Let me check. I think it was the 26th of April. That game's gonna be
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
obviously,
Yeah,
overall,
26th of April at 3
yeah.
p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. So it's gonna be a 8 o'clock kickoff in the UK. So it's gonna be under the lights, man.
under the lights.
Under the lights. That's gonna be that's a nice game.
Yeah, honestly, like after today's game, that was last time we're gonna play Arsenal.
We win the season series.
Yeah, I really listen. At the end of the day, I want my team to win always. I never want us to just like take a knee to any team. But I genuinely do want Arsenal to win. You guys are really fun to watch. To be honest, like you guys, like obviously you guys were kind of whiny this game. No offense, like you guys were holy shit. I did not understand how much of a bunch of whiners you guys were.
Yeah, well, you have to. You gotta waste time.
Yeah, but I get the strat. Especially because Arsenal hasn't won a game in Anfield since what was it?
2012.
Exactly, since 2012. So. I get the kind of the pressure, the nervousness that could be revolving around that, especially knowing the title race. I get why they did that, but in terms of team, in terms of quality, like that Gabriel connection, bro, I love it. I love that shit. Like GG's to you guys. Like you guys played an amazing game.
I hope,
6 points clear of Man City. Hopefully you guys make it through, man.
We should have won that, because if we win that, even if City were to beat us,
yeah.
If we could, because our remaining game, besides playing basically the games that were scaring me were this game, which in the grand scheme of things, getting a point isn't the worst result. But since we were up 2, that's what pissed me off. But the thing is, this game, the Newcastle game, and the Man City game are the ones that scared me. For me, we can probably still beat Newcastle. Man City, I think we just have to defend. We have to get away from there with a draw.
Yeah.
And for me, every other game probably falls. But we could probably, because the only other game that like traditionally I would be scared of would be we're playing Chelsea, but we're playing Chelsea at home and Chelsea sucks. So like, I don't know. For me, this league can go anywhere, but this result definitely.
Yeah. So I was actually watching this thing on Twitter. Yeah. Somebody ranking the top 5 biggest teams in England, and let me know what you think about this list. Okay. Yeah. You had Man City at 5th. I think I agree.
Well, just give me your list. Give me your list.
Well, it wasn't my list, but Man City at 5th. At 4th, he had Arsenal. At 3rd, he had Chelsea. 2nd, he had Liverpool, and 1st, he had Man United.
I disagree. I think consensus top 3 should be Man United 1, Liverpool 2, Arsenal 3. I think Chelsea 4th is cool, but I don't know, because the thing is with Man City is that, okay, if you look at it, fine, they've won. The reason why I would put Chelsea in the top 5 but not Man City is because even before Chelsea got rich owners, they were still there. Like they were still winning cup competition from time to time. They were still kind of they finished like top 4 in the Premier League a few years before they actually got taken over. They were still consistently somewhat around like top half and decent. Even before they got taken over by Abramovich and started like actually winning big trophies. The thing is with Man City, before they got taken over, they were nothing. They were shit. Yeah. And even though they've won Premier League's cool. They haven't won a Champions League, which Chelsea have. They've also, like I said, before they got taken over, Man City were pretty much like nothing really. They didn't really do shit.
So you wouldn't have Man City in your top 5?
No, I'd probably put like Newcastle. You could probably put maybe Villa there, maybe Leeds. Like I don't know. I wouldn't put Man City there. No.
By the way, shout outs to Mr. Paddy Murphy on TikTok. I just wanted to give you a shout out. This was, I believe, his video. He's a big Liverpool fan, so I don't want to like obviously steal any take any credit away from you. That was his video. That was his basic. One of his claims was that what's it called? Arsenal has no European pedigree.
Arsenal has no European pedigree. Yeah, but even because like I said, top 2 is Man United, Liverpool. For me, it's Man United then Liverpool. But if you want to say Liverpool, then Man United.
No, I think Man United.
But top 2 is between those two interchangeably. But then 3rd, we don't have a Champions League or European trophy like Chelsea. Great, fine. But what's the name? Historically, first of all, we still have 20 or 25 trophies more than Chelsea. Historically, we've always been a bigger team than them. And we don't have a Champions League or like a Europa League, or it was called the European Cup, but we have a European trophy. I forgot what it's called, but we have a European trophy. Yeah, it's obviously not as big as the Champions League, but the thing is, it's like I don't really, because if you're going to base on, who has a Champions League? Well, okay, fine. What's his name? I think Man United have, 2 or 3 Champions Leagues, and they have, 3, I think. And what's his name? Nottingham Forest and Villa. I think Villa have 2 and Nottingham Forest have 2. So you feel like you can't just base it on Champions Leagues. For me, it's kind of a thing of historically Arsenal have always been bigger than Chelsea. Yeah, and obviously we'd love to get you guys' opinion on who you guys think are the top 5 teams in England. That's just our discussion on the matter. I'm not knocking it per se. Like if you put Chelsea above Arsenal, I disagree with it. But okay, fine. I don't think it's the most stupid take. Yeah. But I don't think Man City are top 5. No. Yeah.
Well, that's our end of our discussion for the Premier League for this week. Obviously, a lot of things went down, and we wanted to shift gears now, talk about La Liga, which is kind of our.
Okay, this one I'm gonna keep short and sweet. This one I'm gonna keep short and sweet.
Tell me, brother.
Okay, Barca got dusted midweek, Copa del Rey. Fine.
Yeah.
We did not deserve to. Like, here's the thing with Barca, man, and this is what I said this shit last week. Sergio Roberto's dumbass has the nerve to come out after the game talking about after the first goal. What was it? He said after the first goal, morale dropped. And see, this is what pisses me off with these players. It's because some fans will tell you, oh, he's a good utility player. Same thing with Busquets. Oh, it's nice to keep him there because we don't have him. Alba, same thing. It's like, bro, as much as I love these guys, it's like, bro, they're still, like I told you, they're still haunted by the Roma, Liverpool, Bayern, all these defeats that, bro, Sergio Roberto, after one goal, talking about morale was, like, down after. It's like, bro, why?
Yeah, it's bad.
Madrid go down 2-0 against Liverpool. What happens? They win 5-2. Madrid goes down against us. They can still... Bro, the thing is with Madrid is that no matter how shit they are, I'll always say this, and I wish we had this, bro. They have mentality. We have no mentality. We need... And until we get rid of these bums, we're not going to, because... For me, I love Busquets. I love Alba. To a lesser degree, I love Roberto. He's not as big of a legend as them, but I love Roberto too. But for me, it's like, bro, move on.
Yep.
Like, at this point, man, the same weak mentality players are there. And until then, we're not going to get better because we're going to win the league. Because, okay, Madrid lost yesterday against Villarreal. Chukwueze, by the way. I don't know if you saw. He's a player that, bro, I would love I'd love him to go to, like, the Premier League. Or, like, one of these, like, big teams. Like maybe Barca. Like, he's saucy. Chukwueze with Villarreal. He's good. Madrid lose yesterday. Also, Fede Valverde, I don't know if you heard it, he apparently punched one of the Villarreal players after the game.
Yeah,
you heard about
Alex
that?
Baena.
Yeah, he did that because apparently... I mean, Alex Baena came out and denied it, but apparently he said something about the fact that his infant son, his wife had a miscarriage.
I actually have I pulled up the quote on my phone just because I want to make sure that we're saying it right.
Yeah.
Brother said something like, where was it?
He said something like, what was it? You're not gonna be able to celebrate.
Yeah, he said cry because your child won't be born. At the time, I think him and his wife were having a little bit of like pregnancy related complications. I believe that child that he was referring to ended up being born.
No, I think it was there. No, no. I'm pretty sure that was he had a miscarriage.
No, because I think
the wife had a miscarriage. I think that's what I heard. I don't know because he's denying it, and obviously the rumors aren't coming out. Like basically, it's not coming out of both players' mouth or club statements. It's just from like news reports. I'm not gonna confirm 100%, but from rumors I've heard. Yeah, the one you said I've heard, but I've also heard the fact that no, this was recently after they had a miscarriage. There's also rumors saying that no, this was a month before the miscarriage happened, so like it was just like banter. I don't know, but the point is like, if that's the case, yeah, he should have punched him 100%.
No, 100% agree.
But I agree with him punching him. But Lewandowski got a 3-match ban for doing this at a referee, touching his nose. Fede Valverde should get banned at least rest of the season. But you punch up like I know, but granted, I agree with the reasons, but. Gavi does that, gets banned. Lewandowski did this, got banned 3 games. Like, nah, at a certain point, man, you ban.
No, obviously, yeah, he definitely has to at least take a 5 or 6 match suspension.
I think
it's a bit frustrating from a perspective of just of a soccer fan because I think that like part of the thing that makes us love the sport so much is that yes, you are you should as a player get in your opponent's head, right?
Yeah, shit talking, but too far.
There is a line. Family is a line. This was like a very similar situation in the 2006 World Cup was with the infamous Zidane headbutt where Maserati, right?
Yeah, Materazzi.
Materazzi was basically he came out pretty recently and said, "Yeah, I was just talking about his sister." It's like, brother, get shit on.
Okay, that is like crossing a line in a way, but I mean, he's not making fun of it's not like his sister died or something. Okay, that is far, but bro, now for me, it's the fact that like he was saying that, and he's saying it so proudly as well.
Yep.
He said like he came out and he said it so proudly, and I'm just there and I'm like, bro, you like I understand Zidane headbutting him. That's funny. Nah, for me, it's like. Going back to the thing, Valverde, if that's what's true, I would have done it too. But granted, it still should get a ban. And the way I see it is like, listen, this league title's wrapped up because Barca play tomorrow against, I think, Girona.
You guys are 15 points clear now?
Well, if we win tomorrow, we go 15 points clear. We would go 15 points clear. But for me, this season, in all, it is a success because we're going to win the league. And I will say... If it wasn't for injuries, because no one can, as much as people will try to like say it's excuses, which it is an excuse. I don't give a fuck. Sue me. You can't tell me that if we didn't have De Jong, Dembele, Pedri, Christensen, we were going to get... We might have still maybe lost. I'm not saying we wouldn't have lost. But Madrid have not been that great this season, and we wouldn't have lost 4-0. And the thing is, it means that those injuries are the reason why we got knocked out of the Copa. They're the reason why we weren't in the Champions League. We got knocked out because our whole defense got injured, basically, in the Champions League. So the thing is, for me, is like the season is a success, granted, because we're winning the league. But for me, it's like the one thing that pissed me off is that Madrid, we've always had this over them. We're like, yeah, they'll maybe win a Champions League. They might win the league, but we always go to their ground. Madrid have never come to Barca and dust us the way they dusted us this week.
Yeah,
we're used to going to them and slapping them, 4-0s, 3-0s, 3-1s, 6-2s. Like we're used to dusting them at their ground. Them coming to our ground, I don't even think, bro. When's the last time they dusted us at the Camp Nou? I don't actually remember. That was.
Well, I think that was one of the things when you mentioned like a loss in morale.
Yeah,
it's kind of upsetting to see because you have Madrid going up 1-0, right? But aggregate is 1-1.
Yeah, we just collapsed after.
But
it was
and
terrible.
not just that. That's A. So you basically, as a player, you should really think, okay, we're tied.
We're in, and
it's
you're at home.
It's 0-0. And then you're playing at the Camp Nou. Like,
you're playing at the Camp Nou. Yeah,
that's why I don't understand. Like Barca visibly looked like they just gave up.
Bro, they shot themselves. But they should have had 5, man. There was one time Modric played it, and I don't know I forgot who it was, but he was in front of the goal, but then he slipped and couldn't score. But Madrid should have had 5. Like,
Benzema was given way too much space.
Nah, bro. The thing is like, especially for the second goal, bro, the defense parted like the Red Sea. It parted like the Red Sea.
You said, "Oh, this is a nice opening." Wow.
Like, dog, I know Passover just went by, but like, damn, you ain't gotta split the Red Sea again. Like, damn, like, you feel me? Like,
and that Madrid is like, as a team, like, honestly, like they played really good against Barca. Barca didn't play well, obviously I get, but then they go on and put on a performance like they did against Villarreal, just completely defeated. Like the only person who feels like, and on paper, right? Like on paper, their team is amazing, right?
Madrid. Bro, Madrid's team is good, but bro, I swear, and I keep telling this to people, they're not as good as what people think. Like, okay, yeah, they dusted us 4-0. First half, we destroyed them first half. We should have been up at least 1 or 2 after the first half. But then the second half started off good. But the second they got that goal, but we just got dusted. It was like, it pissed me off because I'm just there and I'm like, okay, let's hold up. Yeah, they scored their goal. It was 1-0 because they scored their goal in like the 42nd, 43rd minute. Cool. Go into halftime, regroup. We got dusted in the second, and their goals came all in the span of 15, 20 minutes, and I'm just there, and I'm like, bro, why?
Yeah, no,
like
we made the Benzema goal, and then you have pretty much right after the Kessié
penalty, and then the Kessié penalty, the fourth goal. I forgot who scored it because the second one I just turned off my computer, but it was.
The fourth goal was Benzema.
Was it Benzema again?
Yeah, he had a hat trick.
Yeah, not true because there was he had the penalty, the goal. Yeah, exactly. Nah, for me, it got to the point where I'm just looking at this and I'm like. I'll always say this, man. As much as I hate Madrid, I'll always admit Madrid is the biggest club in the world. For me, the best club, the one I love the most is Barca. But okay, for me, I wish we had some of what Madrid had. When it comes to that, because it's like last year, man. Madrid were so shit last year. You ended up winning the Champions League. Like, them winning the league for me wasn't impressive because La Liga's been dookie for the last, probably 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. But them winning the Champions League when they were comfortably not even that good. To me, Barca can never do that. Barca can't do that. Like, you feel me? Like, on paper, the Barca team that we have right now on paper is probably, bro, the second best team in the world, if not the best. Because on paper, look at our team.
Yep. No, you guys are a solid team.
Good.
And one of the things that makes, I think, the Real Madrid-Barcelona rivalry so entertaining is just the sheer hypocrisy between the fan bases. Because you'll have players that will, or sorry, not players. You'll have fans that will talk about yeah, we dusted you, Copa del Rey. That's our cup. We're gonna win, whatever. Mm. But then the season before, they're like, man, that ain't nothing. That shit ass trophy. We don't care.
Me, it's that. No, because Madrid have a thing. It's they have the Copa del Rey curse. Last time they won the Copa del Rey was in 2014 when they beat us in the final. We had that Bale run. Remember that run he did? Mm-hmm. That was the last time I think they even made the finals and won. That was the last time. So Madrid historically are shit in the Copa del Rey. But my thing is, them doing that for me is just kind of I do it too. I do it too. They win the Copa del Rey, but I'm winning the Champions League and the league, and I'd be like, oh, you guys summit the Copa del Rey, whatever. But if I win, I'm gonna celebrate.
Fine, but you got something to cling on to, right?
Me, the hypocrisy comes from the way they talk about Gavi.
Yeah.
Because their whole thing is they hate Gavi because like, oh, this guy, all he does is guys foul and push and start beef. It's like, yeah, cool. You guys were the same man sucking off Ramos, Pepe, all these dudes when they were constantly fouling Messi, tackling. This is in the Mourinho era when they were dickheads, but every 2 seconds they were getting red card.
Salah's shoulder.
Doing all this shit. You guys are praising these players and shitting on Gavi. It's like, bro, dickhead. Don't.
Well, honestly, Gavi is like one of those like. Again, he's another player where you love to have him on your team, but like, you hate to play against him. He's a little shithead.
If Gavi was on Madrid, I'd hate him.
Yeah, he's a little shithead, but like that brother plays. Like he plays his fucking ass off. Like I feel like he is a guy that you could really look and say, honestly, I can't wait to see this guy in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah, he's bro, and he's younger than me as well.
Yeah, younger than you, brother. What are you doing? Saying you're fucking filming a podcast.
He's 18 or he's getting punani as well, bro. All I hear is rumors about every time he goes to like do autographs, he have bare gear just lining up talking for autographs.
Like, you know, like on TikTok, there's like that bracket challenge where like you gotta pick which player like you like better. But then like this one, I forget who. This one person was talking about like, and I think it was a dude, right? No disrespect, do your thing, brother. We're talking about like on a hotness scale, right? Brother was like picking Gavi. I'm like, bro, isn't that guy like?
He's barely 18 as well. That's weird.
Yeah, but it was a funny video. Like I forget where I saw that, but it was hilarious. But they be thirsting after that, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think for me at this point, like, it's just look, Barca are gonna win the league. Madrid play Chelsea. This Champions League is coming up as well in 2 days. The first legs are coming up, so like Madrid are probably gonna be semifinals. I don't think Chelsea are doing shit. Honestly,
I don't think so. But honestly, like obviously, we have a history of making fun of Chelsea on this podcast, but at the same time, it's starting to get pretty sad. Like I feel like you can't like you're beating a dead horse in a way. Like
but you know what, you can't relate, man, because okay, you've been supporting Liverpool the past few years, but the past few years Liverpool have been good. I've been supporting Arsenal for 7 years, and they've been shit up until this year, and that's why I had to hear it from Chelsea fans. I want them and whenever them and Man United fans struggle, I get so happy.
Yeah, fair, because they've been ragging on
for me, as much as I hate Spurs, for example, because I'm not from England and I'm not from London specifically, for me, the Spurs are obviously the thing where, like, I don't like them, I hate them, but to me, it's slightly harmless because it's, like, a thing where, like, it's fucking Spurs. The teams I hate the most are Chelsea and Man United because them actually, for me, there's, like, trophies there. There's actually,
on the line.
There's shit there. With Spurs, for me, it's like, like, I don't like you, but, like, why are you running your mouth? You're Spurs. Yeah, why are you running your mouth? Yeah. For me, Chelsea bro, they can get relegated, League 2, liquidation, cease to exist. I don't care. I'm happy. I want them to suffer. Yep. For me. So, I think that probably concludes the topics for today, probably.
No, I wanted actually to get your opinion on one final thing.
One thing,
and that is Benzema. So I feel like Benzema over the last little while, especially because he's obviously coming off a Ballon d'Or, he's been rated very highly. And you, as somebody who's watched basically Benzema from the start of his career at Madrid, I wanted to get your opinion on whether or not you think he's being overrated, or do you think that he's actually deserves his flowers?
Okay. I don't think Benzema's being overrated, but I just think Lewandowski and especially Suarez are being underrated because of Benzema. So the way I see it is that, look, the only arguments I'll give to Benzema is this over specific. I'm going to talk about mainly Suarez, right? Because I think all time between him and Lewandowski, I'd give a slight to Lewandowski just because consistently Lewandowski's been doing. Whereas Benzema, the thing is, people forget this. Benzema, up until 3-4 years ago, Madrid fans wanted him out, and he was ridiculed up until probably 2018, 2019. Basically, until Ronaldo left, he was ridiculed. And I get that, obviously, what he's doing now, he wasn't able to do when Ronaldo was there. Yeah. So I get that. But to be fair, Benzema was pretty shit for like a few seasons. That's the thing. Whereas Lewandowski consistently has been performing. And also, I'm going to admit this. He got robbed in 2020, like, of the Ballon d'Or. Like, they didn't host it. Lewandowski should have won that Ballon d'Or easily in 2020. So I'm going to just say, Lewandowski has one Ballon d'Or, Benzema has one Ballon d'Or. You feel me? So in terms of that, they're equal. Benzema has way more Champions League. Lewandowski has, one? But I think consistently over the years, Lewandowski has been better than Benzema. But for me, the Suarez thing with Benzema, it annoys me because, okay, Benzema has more Champions League, fine. Suarez is unlucky because he would have won a Ballon. Like, basically, Prime Suarez was playing. Now he'd win the Ballon d'Or. He played in the era when Messi and Ronaldo were pretty much at their primes.
Yeah, no, obviously it was a bit.
There's that.
Unfair.
Suarez basically got 2 golden boots or 1. I think it was either. I know for sure it's 1, but I don't know if it was 1 or 2. Got in the era of Messi and Ronaldo. Won a Pichichi in 2016 when you had Messi and Ronaldo. In 2016, when Ronaldo and Messi were at probably their peaks at that point.
They were peak. Yeah.
They were probably peak. They were like probably at peak right there. You had him doing that, the goals he scored, the shit he's done, especially with Liverpool. Forgetting Barca with Liverpool, basically his goal record at Barcelona, everything to me, and just like the way he is as a player, for me, I will take him over Benzema all time. Granted, Benzema, I will, like, in this whole debate of him, Lewandowski, Suarez. To me, Suarez is one. If you're gonna interchange between Benzema and Lewandowski, I'm not gonna be necessarily mad at you, even though I think Lewandowski slightly edges it for me. But for me, I don't get, like, for me is the thing of, like, people just underrate Suarez way too much because, like, bro, dude, like,
Suarez for me
he should be one.
This is the level that I like to look at him. Suarez is top 3 striker all time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Benzema's top 10 striker all time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I tend to look at it, right? Because yes, obviously it is a shame that, for example, Benzema was overshadowed a great deal by Ronaldo when he was there. But like, I'm going to use another basketball reference in this case because I think that, you know, it's pretty applicable. A lot of people, like, for example, like to shit on KD because, for example, he went to a team that was the Golden State Warriors in 2017 that was basically already really stacked, and he went there basically ring chasing, right? And then when he went on his kind of like own journey to Brooklyn, he didn't really do shit, right? Like, he wasn't able to be that star player that gets you guys the championship, right? But with Benzema, though, he basically had played with Ronaldo. He wasn't obviously at the same level that he's playing at now at the age of, like, what, 35? But when Ronaldo leaves, he's shown that not only is he able to win the Champions League without Ronaldo, but he's also able to win the Ballon d'Or, right? So that's like, for him, maybe, yeah, you could say people slightly overrate him. Like I don't think that should have really put him in the conversation of a Suarez, right? Or like a top, 5 striker all time.
I think you can have the conversation. I just don't think you can put Benzema over. So, like, I think you can come up with maybe arguments where I just don't think you should put him over him.
But I think that he deserves a shit ton of respect for doing what he's doing at his age. Yeah. Like, can you tell me, like, the oldest player that's ever won the Ballon d'Or? I don't, off the top of my head. Messi.
Well, Messi won in 2021, and he was older than Benzema. Wait.
No, Benzema was...
Well, Benzema was... Well, they were the same age, because I remember I saw this. Messi was, like, 34 and something months, and Benzema was 34 and something months, too. So, like, yeah, no, they were around the same age. Now, the oldest player to ever win Ballon d'Or, I think it probably is Benzema. I don't know, because I'm trying to think. Like, Ronaldo, when he won it last time, 2017, he was 32. 2017,
that was...
So... Let me look this up. Hold up. Oldest player to win Ballon d'Or. Let's see. I think it has to be. Yeah, Benzema. Yeah, Karim Benzema was the oldest Ballon d'Or winner in 66 years. Who was the oldest player to win the Ballon d'Or? Yeah, Benzema 34. Then Lev Yashin.
Yeah.
Then, you had Modric. You had Messi. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that honestly just speaks a lot to, like, the level of player that he's shown to be when he's the leader of a team.
Like I'm saying, man, just to, like, conclude it, like, off of this, basically, I think the one sentence that should basically describe how I feel about this whole thing, it's not so much that Benzema's overrated, it's the fact that Suarez is being underrated. I think that's what, I don't think Benzema's overrated. I think people rate Benzema properly. Yeah. I mean, some people do kind of overrate him, but granted, I think the general consensus, he is rated properly. I just think people now, because Suarez hasn't really been in the limelight, you could say, for the last, like, 3 years. Like, he did win that title with Atletico Madrid in 2021. He was one of the main reasons for that. But I think I think what Benzema has over Suarez is probably longevity. Because Suarez, I could say, by the time
same age.
Because, exactly, by the time Suarez hit 31, I'd say, like 31, so like 2019, he started to visibly decline. He'll still get you the goals, but his overall play declined, like you could visibly see. Whereas Benzema, I think, got better probably with age, on top of the fact that Ronaldo left. So I think it's a thing where, like, prime for prime, 100% Suarez. Longevity you give to Benzema, and it's all kind of like...
It's debatable.
It is nice, somewhat debatable, but I think you should probably still take Suarez. I think Suarez is insane, but yeah.
Agreed. Well, I guess that concludes our topics for this week. Thank you guys, everyone, for who's been tuning in, who's tuned into this podcast. You guys can catch us on both YouTube, if you want the video version of this podcast. You can also catch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, etc., etc., etc.
Sleep to my voice, man. It's comforting, I promise.
That's crazy, bro. I do it all the time. Yeah, so obviously, guys, tune in next couple of weeks. We're going to be giving some of our top 10 lists for different categories. So I think that will be quite enjoyable for some of you guys, especially as Premier League starts to wind down and Champions League starts to wind a little bit up, we might start doing some videos about our personal top 10s and our personal combined 11s. So that should be exciting. If you guys are looking forward to that, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, like, do your thing. If you really like it, tell your friends about it.
Tell your mommy, your granddaddy, the homeless dude.
Yeah, well, your mom's already watching, so that's all right. Thank you again, guys. We really appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next week's episode. Peace out.
Peace.